Welcome back to Naked History Debrief, the comfy chair where we sit and wait for exactly midnight, try and get a chance to see the big man in action. Tonight we map a wrongly dialed phone call to a continent-wide ritual, with NORAD tracking Santa. We've got the receipts, the names, and how the bit scaled from a single desk to an international warm and fuzzy feeling. Then we'll talk a little bit about Christmas magic, without arguing about suits and trims. We'll talk about what the season feels like and how to protect that feeling in your own house. We'll end with This Week in History for Nobels, polls, and the first spark of long-distance radio that taught the world to listen together. After all that, we've got a tease for our next episode. So why don't we go ahead and get on into it, shall we? So the origin myth is true. In 1955, a Sears store in Colorado Springs ran a newspaper ad inviting children to call Santa. The ad misprinted the number, however, so instead of reaching a department store Santa, callers rang the operations desk of CONAD, the Continental Air Defense Command, a precursor of NORAD, inside of a secure facility in Colorado. On duty that night was Colonel Harry Shoup. A phone that usually meant emergencies suddenly carried a tiny voice asking, "Are you really Santa?" Shoup didn't hang up. He answered the child. Then he told his crew, if more kids call, give them Santa's position. A one-off gag became a command tradition. Airmen began notating radar sweeps with a seasonal overlay. Unidentified sleigh-shaped object. High speed. Heading polar south. In 1958, when the binational North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, replaced CONAD, the ritual moved with it to the joint U.S.-Canadian mission. What started as a kindly improvisation turned into a once-a-year public-facing operation. A phone bank, a script, and volunteers, both uniformed and civilian, all answering calls from around the world. Now, as the program grew and years went on, the program scaled with the tech that came after. Phone lines came first. Then you have faxed updates, email, and a website in the later 1990s. Mapping partners brought web trackers with little Santa cams. Social media added live updates. Smart speakers even learned how to answer "Where's Santa?" with a little NORAD flair. The explainer got friendlier too. NORAD uses geostationary satellites for infrared heat signatures from Rudolph's nose. They also use ground-based radar, jet escorts for Santa at safe distances, and volunteer elves. It's not their actual title, but it's definitely an actual vibe. And those elves reply in multiple languages from questions all around the world. What matters isn't the faux physics of it all, it's that once a year, a serious defensive network chooses whimsy on purpose. Now with NORAD, the numbers wobble by year, but it's routinely tens of thousands of calls and a blizzard of emails and web pings all in a single night, staffed by hundreds of volunteers pulling shifts. Corporate partners offer bandwidth, cloud capacity, cocoa, and the occasional pizza. The command center turns into an all-ages switchboard of kindness. Grandparents calling in for grandkids. Deployed parents checking the blip in between tasks. Kids whispering time zone math to see whether Santa can make it before lights out. The most telling detail? The military terminology softens for just one night, and the watch floor becomes a story room. So why keep such a thing? Well, because ritual is civic muscle memory. NORAD Track Santa teaches that large, stern institutions can occasionally bend toward joy without breaking. It's good PR, and it's also good pedagogy for a democracy, showing power that is precise and gentle for a night. And for the record, yes, the Colonel's family kept the caller's letters, and yes, the tradition survived reorganizations, budget cycles, and platform churn. And yes, someone still updates the big board when the blip leaves the pole. Now let's spark a little bit of a suit debate. Christmas magic isn't a hat or a hex coat of red. It's a temperature. It's a social warmth that you can feel when a room agrees to go gentle at the same time. You can measure it by the small decisions. Someone choosing to arrive early to help, to wash the last pan, to listen to a story that you probably already have heard. Most houses don't need a new tradition. They need a soft place for the ones that they already have to land. Now, the magic of the season is also timing. We make a season by repeating tiny moves at the same time every year until the air catches them. The first song on, the first outdoor walk, the first, tell me one good thing about your year. That repetition is not boring. It's a signal to the nervous system that a safe story is loading. You can add a line each year. 1 minute of silence for the missing. A tiny thank you envelope for the worker who carried your month. A neighborhood cocoa walk with 3 porches on the route. Keep it small and keep it doable. The feeling will scale. And magic is permission. If your house is tired, choose a simple table and a single good thing to do well. Kids don't grade decor. They remember a mood. Did the adults laugh? Did someone ask me a real question? Did we name someone who helped us all make it through? This is not anti-Santa, it's Santa's point. Turning logistics into felt safety. Finally, the magic is a forward motion. Before the night ends and the tree comes down, ask the room for one kindness to attempt in January. A shared plan, not a promise into the void like going to the gym at New Year's. The holiday stays bright when its glow spills into the next month. The hat for Santa is fine, but the hush is the point of the season. Up on This Week in History is December 10th, 1901. The first Nobel Prizes are issued. Stockholm and Oslo turn private fortune into public honor tech. A winter ceremony every year that teaches the planet to clap for ideas on schedule. If December has a civic pulse, this is definitely one of the beats. Then, on December 12, 1901, Marconi's S. A Morse code S, 3 simple dots hop the Atlantic, speeding the notion that voices can cross the dark. Within decades, radio carols and holiday broadcasts teach strangers to share time, not space. A prequel to the trackers and push alerts that we know today. Now, a little bit of a side beat, those early radio carol marathons knit cities by sound before TV parades knit them by sight. That shared listening is why the season still feels like a broadcast, even around a quiet table. And last up, we have Amundsen at the South Pole, December 14th, 1911. Roald Amundsen makes logistics romantic. Dogs over ponies, depot discipline, and navigational humility. December loves myth, but it also loves reward. Little pro tip for your parties, write the plan before you pour the wassail. Helps out immensely. Thank you for listening to this Naked History Debrief. Little tease for the next main is going to be the 1914 Christmas Truce. A day when trench maps yielded to music and men swapped shellfire for cigarettes and carols. Bring your mittens and embrace your feelings. All right, mission log. NORAD confirms Santa's flight plan is filed. Rudolph's nose has passed its emissions test, and Krampus has officially completed HR training on, quote, appropriate use of switches. We're making progress, people. If this episode made your heart grow 3 sizes without needing to see a cardiologist, do the big 3 for me. Follow the show. It tells the app that you like smart history with a little bit of a jingle flair. Flip on your auto download so we can arrive faster than Mariah Carey's thaw, and drop a 5-star review with your hottest ice-cold take. Fruitcake, cake, weapon, or geological sample. Or maybe a yes and no, the little drummer boy should only be limited to 1 tasteful paradiddle. And now comes the fun part. It's your turn on the mic. Question of the week is, what is your favorite Christmas carol, and why is it that one? Drop your comments on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to Naked History. Bonus credit if you include a specific line that you love, such as, if we don't get figgy pudding, we're going to riot. In any way, I have been Dylan Gassaway, and this has been Naked History Debrief, the extended footnote your radio didn't know it needed. Always remember to be kind, tip your barista, and remember that the real Christmas magic isn't the hat. It's the hush when the room decides to be good to each other. See you next time.